Hi everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami Ntando Mdletshe, and on this channel sibuka ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese sizala sokhuluma ngawo lama shows. Siyaphinda ke futhi sikhulume ngama-celebrities kanye nama-YouTubers ethu ala eMzansi. If it's your first time joining me today and you happen to like my content, do not forget to press the subscribe button la ngezansi bese ucindezela ne-notification bell ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. So, Bebso Dumo finally she got a PIN code for her husband or her late husband's phone. You know, remember the speech that she did at the funeral? She did make a joke to say, "Go to the sad thing is that her husband passed without giving her the password or the PIN for the phone, so she actually can't open the phone." And it keeps ringing. She keeps looking at it, but you know she can't access it. So finally she was able to access the phone, you guys. I don't know how she did it, but I guess, I mean, if your husband has passed, you do have certain rights to be able to access information on his phone, and I guess she was able to do that, you guys. So of course, a lot of people have an issue with the fact that she has finally had access to the phone and she is going through messages, and they feel like it's not something that is going to help her in her healing, and she should just leave it alone, you guys. I am of a different opinion, and I'm going to tell you why I'm of a different opinion when it comes to her going through this phone. I do agree that, you know, there's a big possibilities that a lot of the messages that she's going to see on that phone are messages that are going to break her heart and are going to make her healing process also harder. I agree with that, you guys. But I do feel like sometimes you do need to face the truth. You know, you do need to face the truth about the person that you were with for the time that you were with a person. And when you mourn a person, mourn the truth. You know, don't mourn somebody thinking that they were this person when they were not. So part of me feels like, you know, if she wants to know the truth, let her know the truth, so that when she mourns her husband, whatever steps that she takes to move forward, she knows exactly who she lost. You know, she's not thinking that maybe my husband was like this sweet person that respected me away from my marriage. I do feel like, you know, if she feels like she's strong enough to take it, she should just look through those messages. Maybe if it was me, I wouldn't have done it so soon after the passing. I would have let some time pass, and I would have cycled a little bit, and you know, healed a little bit before I go through it. But I feel like I would personally go through that phone at some point, because I feel like if I had a partner, I would want to know who they were, the truth of who they were, before I move on to mourn them for 100 years when they were actually not even that truthful or faithful to me as a wife. I would want to know the truth, you guys, but I do understand people that say that they wouldn't want to know. But in addition to that, you guys, we have just finished watching season 2 of Ntando Lodumo, you guys. And one of the biggest storylines there was that Mampintsha was talking a lot about changing his marriage contract. He was feeling like, you know, it wasn't a good decision for him to marry Upepsotomo in community of property, and he was looking at the possibilities of changing that. And he even invited a lawyer to talk to him about possibly changing that contract if there was any way that he could change it post the marriage, because he was not happy with the possibilities of Bebsotomo possibly getting everything that belongs to him in their marriage after his passing, you know. And he did talk a little bit about policies and how he feels like life policies are not a good idea in marriage, because those are the things that lead to husbands disappearing. And he didn't like the fact that wives tend to get rich after husbands pass, which for me was a surprise. Why wouldn't you want your wife to live a comfortable life after your passing? You know, why would it bother you after life that your wife is living a comfortable life after you pass? Which is an indication really of who Mampintsha was in that marriage. Okay, also in on that season we also watch Ubebso Dumo expressing how She feels like she doesn't know what happens to her money, and she feels like a lot of the times she doesn't have all of the information that she needs to have in terms of her rights to her music. And there was a time when she says she had gotten information that Mampintsha had signed of rights to Bebso Domo's music to another company that Bebso Domo didn't know about. She didn't sign anything, but when she tries to use her music, maybe on Facebook and anything, she will get a notification that she does not have rights to her own music, and she was feeling like this is something that her own husband had done to her. So, guys, if it's true what they said in season 2 of Ntando Domo, Mampintsha was kind of sneaky in that marriage when it comes to finances, not only his finances but his wife's finances. And I feel like for Upepso Tumo to get the information on what exactly was happening with all of that, she might actually get that information from his phone. So because he wasn't telling her, you know, for you to think that you have a song and then all of a sudden you don't have any rights to a song, but your husband hasn't told you that he has actually signed the rights to a song to another company, and you don't even know who that company is, that is a cause for concern, you guys. He was sneaky. So I feel like Babes' hope, you know, of getting some information and some truth, you know, as to what was going on might be on that phone. So not only is she going to see who the side chicks were, but there's that very important information that concerns her financial information, her rights to her music, and also rights to her husband's music as well. So I definitely do feel like she needs to have access to the phone, you guys. When it comes to the side chicks, you guys, I do feel like, you know, it's interesting that people have even gone as far as saying Upepso Doma is not classy in checking her husband's phone, and even posting the fact that the side chicks were sending her husband nude pictures. And I just feel like if she's not classy, but the side chicks are also not classy, so is she supposed to be respectful to the women that were not so respectful to her marriage, and is she supposed to be respectful to the husband that was not really respectful to her and did not respect her marriage? I don't know, you guys. What I know is that had it been me, I would go through that phone for those reasons. I would just want to know the truth of the person that I was married to, so that when I move forward with my life, I know exactly what my life was. I'm not living in fantasy and thinking that I had this wonderful husband when I didn't. I would want to know the truth, but also just to know also, not only for finances but also with the girlfriends and all of that, with the side chicks and all of that. I would want to know exactly what was going on, so that, you know, I don't want to be crying for you for 100 years when you were busy here with 100 side chicks. I want to be out here dancing. So when I'm dancing at the club and people are saying I should be mourning you, I won't be feeling guilty, because I know that you were not very respectful to this marriage when you were alive. But I do feel like as well, with that finance information, Babes does need to get a lot of information so that she is prepared, because for some reason I get the feeling that she is in for the fight of her life when it comes to the wrapping up of Mampintsha's estate. So yeah, you guys, I don't know what you think about this. I know a lot of people say they wouldn't do it, they just wouldn't go through the phone. What would you do? And as please say that in the comment section, and also like the video before Pumegiona and share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ngiyanithanda kakhulu.